last year started the hard negotiation with the administration in that we can't afford to fix every room in the house. We can't ask the taxpayer. So pick a room to fix. Which room do you want to paint this year? And let's come up with a better plan. Plus, we're looking at a capital. Currently, we probably still have about $60 million of unused capital monies. And I was actually calling for a skipping year, which wasn't very popular even with my colleagues. But I said if we skip a year, we catch up with all the projects, then we pick it up next year, which would have been this year. If we did that last year, we probably would have had a CIP passed and June 1st of this year, and the projects would have caught up with each other. So that's what that means. And we actually, again, we want to have a CIP. We want to have a reasonable CIP. That's why the skipping year didn't even fly with my colleagues in the city council. But when you're at 90 million, the problem came when you're at 90 million. That's a lot. This year it's 98. That's actually, those are record requests for the history of the city government. So that's just driving the debt too far, and we can see that we're not going to have the revenue, because that represents about right now $52 million in debt service in our budget. That'll go to 57 million. That's a lot of money, when you look at the pay fire, police, fisheries, etc.
I guess what I'm having trouble understanding is, I appreciate the fact that in every unit of local government, there's give and take between the administration and the legislative body of the capital budget. Priorities may differ, it doesn't matter for these purposes whose priorities they are, who's not. What I'm still struggling to figure out is, assuming that there always is going to be a give and take, some disagreement.
Well, there's always negotiation. You have the operating budget.
Right, that's negotiation. Okay, so I guess what I'm trying to understand is, so what is, aside from the normal negotiations, what is the problem with saying that the city's long-term capital budget and its operating budget ought to be set at the same time? That you got right now in the charter a June 1 deadline. So conceivably, if you go right to the last minute, they're supposed to be done at the same time. What is the downside in saying that, okay, and if you're going to act earlier, you should be acting on both at the same time? That's what I'm not taking, I just want you to know, this is not an antagonistic position. I'm just literally trying to understand what it is that is the concern of the city council about simply tying the two together in terms of their timing.
Well, again, the concern is that our history is my short history is demonstrated to us that it's very difficult to get 5 votes. The difference between 4 and 5 votes is huge on a 7-member body that counts all elected officials. That's a big difference between that and perhaps being a member of the ID or this one.
Yeah, so following up with that, part of the issue that we were confronted with is trying to implement some more discipline in the process. Currently, the charter requires me to pass the operating the capital budget by June 1st, and that has not happened. And so, how do you speak to that? Is there any level of discipline by which you will ever pass the capital budget? Are you saying?
Well, we have done it.
Right, but not in a disciplined manner. So by invoking some more discipline, we're saying that it would be happening in a disciplined manner. Right? To Steve's point, if you're going to negotiate, you've been in many negotiations, may they be in city council room or in business setting, it's all going to happen whenever the deadline is. So something is going to trigger you to actually have to do something at some point. They're saying, why not make that deadline, the fact that you're going to do both of these budgets by June 1st. We're not even coming up with the concept.
The answer is, you don't need a CIP.
And so why not pass?
You need an operating budget.
So why not pass? And my understanding what Chuck said is a little bit different. Council President's conversation was a little bit different. That simply we won't pass anything de facto of zero. My understanding that if you were to live to the spirit and the letter of what we're proposing here, you would have to actually vote a budget of 0. Now, if you can vote a budget of 0, can you come back and amend that budget?
But now you get into the meat of really what the concern is, because it's really not the responsibility of the legislative branch of the government to choose the priorities for the executive. It is well within the mayor's powers, the executive branch of the government, to decide how to spend it. So we basically have to vote up and down. What we found on either of the budgets, we can negotiate. We can't, and what happened to us last year particularly was, we said we can't do a $90 million CIP. We're not 5 votes, sometimes, some days we're even 3 votes. Please, Mayor, give us your priorities. And the answer to us is that I need it all. It was literally all or nothing. So that put us in a position to, at the end of the day, we actually chose the projects, which is really not what we should be doing. That's not what the legislative branch, we're checks and balances, but it's the mayor's job, the administration's job, to pick, which sewer line is going to get fixed, or which roads are going to get made. We all know that in the negotiation, but that was the problem. There was no, so now we're seeing this as coming from, the Mayor's Charter Revision Commission, so is that a way around the council, trying to negotiate it out to get 5 votes?
So I'll go back to two.
Sure.
One thing that Steve said, and I'll add something to it. This is a commission that is proposing an idea to possibly be proposed. We're not, right at this moment, all we're doing is proposing an idea to be
And I
proposed.
appreciate it, because I didn't
So
realize that, so I
that's the first thing. The second thing, though, is I can assure you that while the mayor appoints people to this commission, they think for themselves.
Obviously, please don't take what I said out of account. I know, like I said, most of the people on stage, that would expect anything else.
And so they're looking at the issue of whether or not this is a good idea or not.
Right.
And what we're saying again is, why not bring a little bit more discipline to the process? And this is not Maryland. I understand politics. This is not a Yonkers phenomenon.
Right.
A number of different municipalities and states are looking at, let's get a little bit more discipline about our process of government. And that's all we're proposing, is that the legislative branch and the executive branch get together on this process. By June 1st, get together on the process together, as opposed to one or the other, and one get held up for another reason. That's all we're proposing. And already on the books that they both get done by June 1st. And that doesn't even happen. So we're trying to bring more discipline.
Well,
This probably would not even come up had both budgets been done by June 1st.
well, I think in recent history, the Yonkers budget passed by June 1st only happened once, and that was last year, when it was a 7-0 vote. This year was maybe 2 or 3 weeks late, but again, that's not, from the city council's perspective, from the administrator's perspective. The issue in passing the budget is simply to have a tax rate, so we can send out our tax bills, so we can get the revenue to pay our expenses. That's,
But to choose what those expenses are as well, right?
Pardon me?
To choose what those expenses are as well. Make the priority for those expenses. As
Absolutely.
well as the tax rate, that they're part and parcel of the same process.
Right.
Are you proposing, I'm just asking a question, are you proposing we simply take this off, or do you have another proposal as to how the process can be more disciplined?
I don't have another proposal. I would like it to be off. I mean, again, I think it's a good thing that it requires 5 votes to get a CIP to raise the debt. I think that's a good thing. I would love to, and I don't know if you can put in the charter, how do you get the negotiation between the legislative and the executive branch to go more smoothly? I don't know. I don't know. Well, okay, then I'll ask you a question. What if you miss the deadline?
So then we get into a different conversation about what
What's the
enforcement.
consequence, right?
Well, the thing about the deadline, I mean, let's be realistic about it in the sense that the state legislature misses its deadline with the governor for its budget regularly, and I know